a guy who comes up, when I think about you, I think about him pretty quickly. And I think he's a pretty important guy to your whole process. And I think seems like he's a good friend and brother to you. Critty. Talk a little bit about how important he's been to your process. He seems to me like he's always been, and I don't know this at all, but it seems like a guy who was an early adopter of the Cuv, like, I believe in this guy. And a push, like, you know, like a real encourager of you.
He was the first rapper to...
When did you meet him, and how did that start?
Okay. It was
allegedly.
It's pretty awesome how we first met, because before he even knew me, he heard a song that I did with T-Bear Upshaw. You know,
yeah.
Called 100 Shots. And to this day, that's probably one of my best verses ever. And he heard it, and right after he heard it, he posted a reaction video.
I've seen that. Yeah. He's on the couch or something, just
like going like that. And I was like, man, I always thought he was good. He's been rapping for years. Like even when he was doing his rap battle stuff, like he's been doing it for years. I always looked up to just how fearless he was, to be honest. And I love his rap voice too.
Me too.
And his presence. Oh, like, you know when
his presence. I put him tops in the city for presence. He just like can get on a stage and just kind of like look at the crowd once. And you're like, I can't stop looking.
And I always feel bad when I compare him to someone like A$AP Ferg, because I like him so much more than A$AP Ferg. But like, just
I think he's more talented.
Yeah, exactly. I feel bad. So like, he's Critty. Like I can't even compare him to someone in the mainstream. Like he's Critty.
He does have his own voice. You know, like he's got not just the timbre of the voice, but just the way he does stuff. It's like, I love it. It's a whole universe of its own.
And so after he posted that reaction video, I hit him up. And I was like, man, were you kidding, or did you actually like that? Because if you like that, next time I come home, we need to do a song together. And he's like, man, I love it. And we did. I came back home, we recorded a song called Escobar. And that was, oh man, I always go back and listen to that song. That was a great song. Like Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
So we just became really good friends from there.
Really?
To be honest.
Yeah. You guys do seem like really
hit it off. Like, yeah. We have just as many similarities in our personalities as we have differences, you know? And he's kind of like that big brother figure. Like, he'll do some things almost so to teach me to not do them.
Really?
You know? Just as much as he teaches me how to do things.
What's the biggest lesson you think that he's taught you so far?
Oh, don't burn bridges. Yes. That's one thing that he actually told me. He's like, man, I know I go off and stuff. I know I get this temper. He's like, but you can't burn important bridges that might help you in the future.
Right.
I took that to heart.
Yeah.
Like I've tried to reach out to classify people like him, and that's why I like reached out to Quake before the whole opening for his show thing happened. Yeah, like I really don't want to burn any bridges. That's why I don't. Even though I'm fully capable of putting out a crazy control diss record to everybody, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Why would I do that? I'm not big enough to do that.
Right. You
know, I don't want to burn bridges. That's probably the biggest lesson he taught me. He also helped me with my stage presence. He always told me, don't be so tight. You know, don't.
You've definitely loosened up.
Yeah,
you were much more
from the company house to Quake's thing.
Yeah.
Like when I was
you
at
were
Quake's
more
thing,
kind of turned in, and now you were
these little little white boy moves. And yeah, he loosened me up, and like doing that without having to use alcohol. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Really, and was that something was that a conscious thing where you're like, I want to be able to do this and feel that comfortable without the little courage?
Yeah.
A lot of people need the courage. You know, like it's I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I think too many people rely on a little courage. But
yeah.
You consciously thought, I got to be able to do this without that.
He also influenced me positively the way I deliver bars. Because it used to be, I used to say crazy lines, but it wouldn't even be at the end of a bar. Like, so the emphasis wasn't there.
Right.
He'd be like, yo, make it on like the end of the couplet. Don't make it at the
beginning.
The start. People.
Well, last hour, Majay was just sitting here when we brought up that you were coming in. He was like, Punchline King. Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
huge.
In some ways,
that's
or something to that effect, but that he loved your punchlines. In some ways, that's kind of that shifting. Is like, put it here so it hits.
Yeah, people kind of started calling me that after my Shaba remix, which was just ridiculous. I've never seen. I think I had like a book of punchlines, and I shoved them into it and made it mesh by putting little connecting bars. It was crazy. No, and then people started taking notice, and that was great.
Fantastic.
I love punchlines. I grew up on Ludacris, people like that. Be all about the punches.
Yes.
You know, Cassidy.
Yes.